Guys, this is Ryan Wolfgang, and I'm here with Keegan's cosplay and art, and he's going to explain what's going on.
Alright, and we're reacting to Rwby. Now, this is a series I wanted to react to for a very long time. I've done some private reactions myself with a couple of friends. But Ryan has never seen the show, and I really want him to get into it. So we've already seen the trailers offhand, so he's pretty excited about it. And we're just going to jump straight into it. Now, going in, I will say, Ryan, we'll have questions. So I'll say that. If you have any questions at the end of the video or something, we can talk about it as well.
Yeah, we can have a discussion and everything at the end of the video.
We'll probably do like a 15-minute discussion about it.
So,
just to warn you guys, this video is actually really short because in the beginning, Rooster Teeth did not have a big budget for this. So, can we get right into it, Ryan?
Let's just jump into it, as Philip Franco says.
All right. All right, I've got my reference footage up.
Stories
You, Ryan?
scattered through time. Mankind has grown quite fond of recounting the exploits of
You already started,
heroes and
Ryan?
villains,
Yeah, and then.
forgetting so easily.
Hey, wait a minute. Start from the beginning again. I'm paused.
Okay. Alright. You ready?
All right, 3,
2, 1.
Now.
Legends. Stories scattered through time. Mankind has grown quite fond of recounting the exploits of heroes and villains, forgetting so easily that we are remnants, byproducts.
The castle remind you of anything?
Man, born from dust,
yeah.
was strong.
It reminds me of Shadow of Mordor,
But he
actually.
was born into an unforgiving
Watch.
world. An inevitable darkness, creatures of destruction, the creatures of Grimm, set their sights on man and all of his creations. These forces clashed, and it seemed the darkness was intent on returning man's brief existence to the void. However, even the smallest spark of hope is enough to ignite change. And in time, man's passion, resourcefulness, and ingenuity led them to the tools that would help even the odds. This power was appropriately named dust. Nature's wrath in hand, man lit their way through.
That's another thing you'll learn what dust
And in
is.
the shadows
Learn
of
what it
darkness
is.
came strength, civilization, and most importantly, life.
You notice those figures? They had swords and they had guns.
Brilliant lights
Yeah.
eventually flicker and die.
I think I'm like 1 second ahead of you.
Okay.
Darkness
Away.
will return.
Ooh, who's this? Oh yes.
So you may prepare your
It's
gods.
a snazzy
Say that reference.
right
Build
here.
your monuments to a so-called
Hey, you'll like this guy.
It's looking pretty.
Take heed.
Say this, if you notice the shadow people, that's because they didn't have enough budget at the time.
Perhaps victory is in the simple
Till
things
dawn.
that you've long forgotten. Things that require a smaller, more honest soul.
There she is.
Yep.
This looks like a
You know what?
GameCube video game.
It does.
Do you have any
Oh,
idea
I
how
would love this
hard
place.
it is to find a dust shop open this
I
late?
imagine the animation gets better as the series
Calm
goes
down.
on.
We're not here for your money.
Say that comment after that.
Alright.
Oh, he's not after the money.
Crystals. Burn uncut.
All right, kid. Put your hands where I can see them. Hey, I said hands in the air. You got a death wish or something?
Yes?
I said, put your hands in the air. Now.
She's just like nonchalantly, yeah?
Yes.
What's up?
Keep watching. Robbing me? Yes. I love that.
Love that.
Watching.
Yeah.
Watching.
Get her?
Boys.
There, boys.
Damn! That's Monty's fighting style.
That's right.
I know, right? Come on, this is Monty at its finest.
You were with every cent. Truly you were. Well, Red, I think we can all say it's been an eventful evening. And as much as I'd love to stick around, I'm afraid this
Who's Kane for a minute?
Whoa.
Like one of the coolest weapons, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
You okay if I go after him?
Persistent.
You know what? This is the typical Scooby-Doo kind of thing. A little bit.
Into the line, Red.
Ooh, who's this mysterious character?
It's like female Harry Potter.
Not wrong, actually, but watch what she can do.
We got a huntress.
Before you think it, it's not magic. Jesus. I forgot about that scene, actually. Ooh, who's this fire-wielding girl? That's so cool that I can see it again. Kind of like, how to say it, like a little bit of magnetism to it.
Yeah, magnetism.
Oh, look at that. That was such a Neo move from The Matrix. What a way.
You're a huntress. Can I have your autograph? I hope you realize that your actions tonight will not be taken lightly, young lady. You
Aw,
put
man.
yourself and others in great danger. They started it! If it were up to me, you'd be sent home. With a pat on the back and a slap on the wrist. But there's someone here who would like to meet you.
Rwby Rose. You
That's such a good voice acting.
have silver eyes. So, where did you learn to do this?
Signal Academy?
They
recorded the whole
one
fight.
of the most dangerous weapons ever designed.
Well, one
It's
teacher in
already on
particular.
YouTube already.
I see.
Much.
It's like that movie cliche, like the Avengers when they do
It's
something,
just
it's
that I've
already
only
on the
seen
news.
one other side wielder of that skill before.
Oh yeah, I mean,
The dusty
it's
old
not
crow.
That's my uncle.
the old crow.
Sorry. That's my Uncle Crow. He's a teacher at Signal. I was complete garbage before he took me under his wing, and now I'm all like...
So I've noticed. And what is an adorable girl such as yourself doing at a school designed to train warriors?
Well, I want to be a huntress.
You want to slay monsters?
Yeah. I only have 2 more years of training left at Signal, and then I'm going to apply to Beacon. See, my sister's starting there this year, and she's trying to become a huntress, and I'm trying to become a huntress because I want to help people. My parents always taught us to help others, so I thought, oh, I might as well make a career out of it. I mean, the police are all right, but husband and huntresses are just so much more romantic and exciting. Cool. You know?
Do you know who I am?
You're Professor Ozpin. You're the headmaster at Beacon.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
You want to come to my school?
More than anything.
Well, okay.
Oh, I can't believe my baby sister's going to Beacon with me. This is the best day ever! Please stop. But I'm so proud.
And introduction to my favorite character.
Billy says it was nothing. What do you mean? It was incredible! Everyone at Beacon is gonna think you're the bee's knees. Okay, I don't want to be the bee's knees, okay? I don't want to be any kind of knees. I just want to be a normal girl with normal knees. What's with you? Aren't you excited? Of course I'm excited. I got moved ahead 2 years. I don't want people to think I'm special or anything.
Got moved ahead for 2 years to fight in a school that could probably be like Hogwarts.
If you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact the Vale Police Department. Back to you, Lisa.
Thank you, Cyril. In other news, this Saturday's Fauna Civil Rights protest turned dark when members of the White Fang disrupted the ceremony. The once peaceful organization
White Fang.
is now disrupted.
Hello and welcome to Beacon.
Who's that?
My name is Glinda Goodwitch.
Oh,
You are among a privileged few who have received the honor of being selected to attend this prestigious academy.
Love Yang.
Our world is
Wizard of Oz
experiencing an
reference.
incredible time of peace, and as future
Much.
huntsmen and huntresses,
Too much,
it is
too
your
much.
duty to uphold it. You have demonstrated the courage needed for such a task, and now it is our turn to provide you with the knowledge and the training to protect our world.
look! You can see signal.
Low budget shadows.
I guess home isn't too far after all.
Beacons are home now.
Well, I guess the view
Oh.
isn't for everyone. It was a nice moment while it lasted. I wonder who we're gonna meet. I just hope they're better than Vomit Boy. Oh, yay! Rose, you're cute with your shoe! Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me! Get away from me!
Alright.
So
With that, we got our intro.
Alright, so that was
Alright, that's the first episode.
the
Alright.
first
This one.
episode. Of
Alright, let's do a little recap. First thing.
So they were talking about schools. Like, are there
Yeah,
different-
there are four kingdoms basically. One is Vale, one is Atlas. The other two I don't know. One of them I forget. They're not talked about very much. However, there is a World of Remnant videos that we could look into, like maybe after seasons 2 or 3, and then look at the World of Remnant a little bit. But right now, where Rwby's going is she's going to Beacon Academy, which is one of the 4 schools.
Yeah.
Now, do you have questions or character talk that you want to talk about?
Yeah, let's talk about characters. I really like the characters in this show, and I can see myself getting really invested in this.
Yeah, okay. All right, we'll first start off with Rwby Rose.
Like, this is
you think?
awesome, bro.
Let's start with Rwby Rose. What do you think?
I mean, she's the main character, right? So it's like
One of 4. She's one of 4 main characters.
She's got all the
It's
like
not called
cuteness and,
Rwby
like,
for a reason.
she's cute, but she can kick ass, you know?
She's I think 13 or 12. She's younger. She's pretty young. She's a hunter. She wants to become a huntress.
Yeah.
And did you get like any references that she is actually based off of Red Riding Hood?
Oh yeah, no, I didn't get that the first
Red
time
Hood?
because of the hood.
Red Hood gives
and, like,
away.
everything. Yeah.
Basically, just Red Riding Hood with a scythe.
Yeah.
All right, all right, so we got like now that guy with the hat and the king. That's Roman Torchwick. He is one antagonist. Okay, he's not a major antagonist.
Yeah. You gotta introduce your villains and stuff so I understand how that works.
Yeah, he plays his voice actor is really good as well. I really like his weapon, how it's a cane, but it's also a gun.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a great concept. There's like no logic. I think you can make a cane a gun like that.
Well, yeah, that's cool. That's like a cool thing to do with the weapon is have something else be something else.
Apparently, he didn't want the money in that store. Why did he want the dust, you think?
Because it's like essence for like power essence or something.
Okay. Okay.
Like a MacGuffin
All right.
that they need.
Write that down because I'll say this, you're not totally wrong. It's very interesting to hear how you think about it. I love this. I know everything and you know nothing.
I know.
It's just great. It's like I know everything about the show and you know nothing.
I know
Nothing, Jon Snow. All
right.
right. Moving on from Roman, he's doing some bad stuff, of course. All right, what do you think of Professor Osmond?
The dude with the cookies. The first time, I think, is the main professor guy. You gotta be like, oh, let me introduce you to the school and everything.
I'll say that he is the head of Beacon Academy.
Yeah.
And does his name ring any bells?
No.
Give you one hint. Wizard of Oz.
Oh, they're making a bunch of Wizard of Oz references in this. Like
So I'll say that kind of it. Monty, when he was creating these characters, I can clearly tell where he was getting these references from.
Yeah.
I knew from like Little Red Riding Hood, Snow White, Goldilocks, like that. All right.
So basically, classic fairy tales.
Kind of in a way, but he's still like making it a little bit different. We'll talk about a couple more characters, and then we'll go right into the world of Remnant, what they said it was. They were building up the story in the beginning. And then we'll jump, and then we'll talk a little bit more, and then we'll jump right into the next episode.
Yeah. By the way,
yeah,
guys,
these episodes are.
We're gonna do 2 episodes, an episode of this reaction series.
I'll say this, guys. This is the first season, very short because they didn't have much budget to do all this. It gets better. I will say that it gets better. Fighting gets better. Animation gets better. Quality gets better, and I really like the style that's going for.
Yeah, I'm sure like the animation and all the things get better as the series goes on, but right now it's like a PS2 game.
Pretty much, if you think about it, PS2 cutscenes like that. But if you think about it like this was like kind of like when Clone Wars first started. There were little hiccups in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
As the show went on, it improved. It was amazing.
And then the last season.
Yeah, the last season blew us away. Spoilers if you have not watched the last season of Clone Wars.
I have not, so maybe we need to do that as a reaction series.
We can try to do that. Reference footage, we can try that, yeah. But anyway, okay. Now I'll talk about one more character. Yeah. So that blonde-haired girl.
Yeah.
You think about it.
Sister.
She's Ruby's sister. I'll say that. Do you have any ideas? She looks completely different than her sister.
Yeah.
Go ahead and spell because you know nothing. So I want to hear your kind of thoughts.
She's blonde and I don't know.
I'll say I won't spoil it because you do get to it in the show. But Yang is technically her sister. They're sisters.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people have been sparking like weird things when this first started. I think.
Fan fiction, yeah.
Yeah, like well, another character as well. We'll get into that when we get into the other two characters as well. But Ruby and her name is Yang.
Yeah.
That's her name. And I'll say this since I don't know if they actually do any references to her character. She is referenced from Goldilocks.
Oh yeah. Okay. Again,
reference.
classic fairy tale characters. He's
Basically just
just
changing it up a little bit as well. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get more into Ruby and Yang when they arrive at Beacon Academy.
Alright, next episode.
All right. Whoa. Before we go into the next episode, let's talk about a little bit about the world of remnants.
Okay.
So we've heard a couple things about the world of remnants. Rely on Dust, these academies, and creatures of Grimm. What do you think of those?
I don't know. They're creatures from the underworld. Like, monsters, and like, you get to kill them and fight them. And and maybe somebody's created them. I don't know.
Okay, hold on to that theory. Hold on to that theory, I'll say that. Because you're not wrong. But won't spoil anything. Yeah, the creatures of Grimm, I'll say this basically, they are monsters. They take the form of like snakes, spores, and what we saw from those paintings here, they'll always have red eyes. Always be like some red, but they'll try to look like as menacing creatures as possible. And what Ruby and Professor Osmond said, like, yeah, they want to become like huntsmen, stuff like that. That's what they do. They hunt the creatures of Grimm and they take them down.
Yeah. So it's like basically like a monster hunter type of thing, where they are like a Hunter x Hunter, where they're like fighting monsters and they're like trained people to fight the monsters. In Hunter
yeah,
x
definitely.
Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter is a great example of that kind of. I didn't watch Hunter x Hunter before I watched this. I was like, what is this? And what am I watching this? Yeah, of course, we now know. Now, there is another thing I will mention. White Fang, we heard in that news article. What do you think they are?
The main, like, overarching thing, like, bad guys throughout the entire show.
Okay, I'll actually say this. They're honest civil rights movements. White Fang. Now, word faunus, that's, well, you'll see in the show, but I'll say this right now. Faunus are another race. They have human shape, but they also have, like, for example, one guy could have cat ears, one guy could have, like, antlers, or one guy could have bat wings on his back, one person could be like Spider-Man a little bit.
Yeah, so
basically they're
part human, part animal things. Like,
yeah. That's basically what they call them. They're called, basically, yeah, kind of like hybrids and stuff like that. It's really, really interesting. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the white fang is like it's like a movement that the faunus had set up. It was like say that we want our own rights. We don't want to be treated like freaks or anything like that.
Yeah.
Like yeah. I think before we jump into the next episode, I think we should stop here. What do you think?
Oh yeah. So this was the first episode of our reaction series. If you like this, please give it a like on my channel. Go follow Keegs Cosplay and Art at where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitch, mostly as Keegs Cosplay and Gaming, but you can also find me on YouTube as Keegs Cosplay and Art, where I share my gameplay footage. If this does become a thing, more of it, with me and Ryan, we will share our reactions on our channels back to back, or create a channel on our own, in a way.
Yeah.
Or create a channel on our own way and become an admins and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed as we continue on this journey of unknowingness for Ryan and knowingness for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun to like uncover this and let it unravel.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode. Bye. Alright, let me stop recording.